What's going on, Premier League fans? It's Mark in lieu of Lolo, the irreplaceable Lolo, here on the Stoop, off the Stoop. Welcome to Happy Hour. Hope everyone's doing well. Got a lot of things to talk about, but first, some shout outs to some people. We got Anders showing up first. He wins the on the Stoop raffle. Bremer's Ghost says, "Hey up, Anders," and we say, "What's up, Bremer?" Who else? Who else is here? We got Ben Ireland. He's not saying hi. He's just going straight to the point. He says, "I thought we were poor." I don't know about that. I thought you guys were not bad. Who else? What else do we got going on here? Leeds 2021 says, "Hey Mark, what's going on?" I thought I saw Mr. Cantek in the window, looking in to come into Happy Hour, but we haven't seen him yet. There he is. I can't do this alone. I got to do this with Mr. Matt Cantek. How you doing, Cantek? What's going on?
I'm doing all right.
Jesus Christ! What are you feeding that beard? That
Nothing.
thing is out of control.
Barely even wash it these days.
Good Lord. Barely even wash it.
Yeah.
Are you like feeding it like Dr. Job's fertilizer or something? I think I saw a picture of you a couple of months back. You had flowers growing out of it.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good look, actually.
It was a good look. It looked like you were having a lot of fun that day.
Well, I think that was around Father's Day, wasn't it?
I do believe so. Love the robot. Absolutely. The robot right over there. It doesn't work, but it looks good in the corner. It's drinking a little of that Biggie Budweiser beer, trying to not be a Twins fan. For those of you that don't know, that's the Minnesota Twins, and they're awful this year. They're better. They're worse than the Mets this year, right?
The Mets. Let's not. I can't even.
Okay, so let's not. So I guess the Mets aren't doing that bad. But we're not here to talk about the Mets or about the American baseball. We're here to talk about Premier League, and I think there was a game today.
I heard rumors.
That there was a game today.
There was a lot of cursing on our group chat.
Yeah,
so I figured it wasn't going well for our heroes.
There was a lot of cursing. So we had United versus United. No, we had Leeds facing Newcastle. It was a thrilling matchup. It really, really was. This is one that I thought had the opportunity to be extremely boring or very one-sided because Steve Bruce's side hasn't exactly been burning it up. But it actually was some very exciting end-to-end football. Did you get to see the match?
Not a minute.
Not a minute?
Not a minute.
Good Lord.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I was working.
Well, I watched. I was not working today, and I did watch every minute of it. Maybe to some people's chagrin, but the first thing that I wanted to know about was what was up with those periwinkle blue kits. I thought they seemed a bit awful to me. They didn't seem to be, a style of kit that would make me want to just attack and win a game. Every time they showed a close up of a Leeds player, I just kept thinking of Brad Pitt as Mickey in Snatch, where he's looking for the caravan. Periwinkle blue.
I tend to think about Brad Pitt a lot, to be honest. So
yeah,
I guess I should have seen the game for that reason. They remind me of, I guess, like periwinkle reminds me of those like highlighter pink Barcelona kits from back in like 2012 that were just hard. You couldn't even watch the game.
Well before my time, but I'm more than making up for it since I've gotten sucked into the game of of football.
You've watched more minutes than anyone else.
Oh my God, I watched 4 Champions League games.
That's it? A day?
That's 4.
I guess you can only watch one at a time. Yeah.
I mean, to give it to my full attention.
How about the Spuds with a big dud yesterday? Yeah.
The Spuds. I'm not sure who the Spuds are.
Replace the D with an R.
Bird.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Don't touch.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, one of the kids stepped on a thumbtack and has a loose tooth.
Oh, so you need to deal with that.
Well, I mean, the thumbtack's been
The
stepped
thumbtack
on
happened not just that second.
like 5 minutes ago, and I'm just being shown now. So if you hear any mutterings about Band-Aids and boo-boos, that's what that is. Sure, I get ahead of that.
Well, Ben Ireland says that you're forgiven for not watching the match today because he hasn't watched a minute of Arsenal.
Nor should you.
And I think I finally have someone that agrees with me here. Is that how can anybody win a game dressed like that? It looked like they were dressed for church, and they're like a Southern Baptist church, and their periwinkle blue outfit or hat.
I want to see them now. I haven't seen the.
I hadn't seen it up until it was kind of a surprise to me.
Yeah.
So, well, since
that's gross. Yeah, like fucking lavender shit.
All right, since I'm the only one here that's seen the game, what is everybody's opinion on what they saw today? BX Gunner, how you doing? He says both goals today were magnificent. They most certainly were. I think Maximan's goal is a little more ahead. That footwork the work that he put in to score that goal, and to put it in a spot where I just didn't think that Meslier could get to it was really great.
How much longer is he going to be on Newcastle? I mean, somebody's got to buy him eventually.
I tell you,
all I hear every week, the only thing coming out of Newcastle is about him.
Well, I tell you, he was featured in the post-game presser, and he stated almost emphatically that I love playing for Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce
that's got to be the first.
Brings the best out of me, and he brings the best out of team, and the team loves him, and we love to play for him. So I found that kind of surprising, because it was like there was like emotion behind it, So
yeah, but once if there's it's hard to turn down his portion of $100 million transfer fee,
Yeah. It's not going to be his. It's not going to be his choice either.
No.
Callum Wilson being out, and I was really surprised. Or I'm kind of wondering what if it would have made any difference for Newcastle, but they were able to sneak a point out. Mr. Tom says, probably an unpopular take, but I feel Cooper did well considering he lacks the pace to keep up with Saint Maximin. I agree. I think Cooper did very, very well. There's really no containing Saint Maximin, but I felt Cooper did well in spells. And
having not watched the game,
and so I did think that he did have quite a good game. Jameson says the Saint won't be at Newcastle next season. Probably not, because
I can't imagine.
I mean, here we are five matches in, and Newcastle only has 1 point. Although Newcastle was facing relegation last season and turned it around in the last 6-8 weeks of the season. I
think it's too early to talk about relegation.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. Unless it's you talking about Wolves.
Well, I just figured everyone's been on the Arsenal banter about us getting relegated after 20th after 3 games.
You guys are far too talented to be relegated.
Oh yeah, for sure, but we're still going to be mid-table. I think St. Maximin, Newcastle could fund a complete rebuild almost.
Yes.
Just selling him.
Absolutely.
So, and we'll see what happens in January too. There might be a move then by somebody who's just a couple points off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he stays in the league. I think he goes somewhere else. somewhere in Europe, but I don't really know. I don't know a whole lot and who's looking, who would want that type of player.
It's also player. in Europe, like you would think, like Barcelona, Real Madrid could be destinations, but they don't have any money. PSG is pretty locked up. Italy doesn't have any money, you know, and I really think if he keeps it up, he'll have a pretty decent transfer fee. So we'll see what happens at the end of this year. If he's got, 20 plus goals and 10 assists, he's out.
Yeah, he'll command quite a bit of money in the transfer window.
He might not be a terrible sort of like down the road move to replace Vardy at Leicester, since he's sort of pacey.
Interesting call.
He's he's a pacey player, and I feel like St. Maximum's just a blur out there, so it might be able to be utilized in that style.
Yeah. So watching the game, and I know that many of you were a little disappointed, or not disappointed, but there was a bit of like kind of groaning in the who was the referee for the match, and it was our good friend Mike. He's a cunt Dean, and wow, did he leave his cards, his red and yellow card in the hotel or at home? Because he called a very, very, very loose, a very loose match. I thought that there was a lot of calls that could have deserved a yellow, and even on a couple of players on Newcastle, and I don't remember who they were, but there were some extremely high boots to where they made contact with Leeds United's faces and heads.
Oh, wow.
And I always thought if you cleat someone in the head, you're out. That's a super high boot, obviously. Now, I don't know that much, but it seems to me that if you put a boot to someone's head, you're out. Anyone?
It's not always a red card, but
it's certainly a yellow.
Sure. I mean, first offense, maybe it's just a basic foul, but it's hard to tell having not seen the game. The surprising thing is Mike Dean not just brandishing cards all over the pitch. But again, Arsenal wasn't playing, so everyone's safe. No suspensions for anyone.
Yeah, Jameson. I think it was Rafina and Rodrigo that got kicks to the heads. But you don't want to hear about the Leeds match just from me.
Or me. I didn't even watch it.
Or the guy that didn't watch. So we're gonna bring James in and see what he has to say.
Man, you've all been waiting for.
What's going on, James? Welcome to the show.
Oh my God.
So got a lag.
It feels like a defeat for me. It feels like we lost. Right?
Yeah.
2 points dropped at a terrible Newcastle side. The barcodes fucking awful. We should have had 4 goals in the first half. We can't finish for shit. The final touch was shambolic. It was awful. Absolutely fucking awful.
Yeah, you guys were pretty awful in the final third, with the exception of Rafina's goal, which Rodrigo almost got in the way of. I mean, he kind of did his fancy James Brown impression and did the splits to get that ball to go by him, which definitely threw off what was the goal? Darlo, who isn't he like third string?
That was his best move.
Yeah.
I should have put away that one opportunity that he had. Should have put that in the back of the net.
Yeah.
God, I could go on. It was an absolute shit show. I mean, they need to go back to finishing school. I mean, the whole team back to finishing school. And then look, all right. So Alioski's gone. A lot of people are saying, well, Alioski's the answer. He's not the answer. Alioski was never the answer.
A lot of people miss him.
Firpo was acquired on the cheap. So we got him for like next to nothing, and we expect him now to go in there and play Premiership football. You know, I mean, come on, right? And you can't do that. You got to get a proven left back. Get a proven left back. We didn't get a proven center midfielder. I mean, we don't have. I mean, you know, anybody to help out Calvin. It's a fucking shit show, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to spend money if you want to stay up in the Premiership. You've got to spend money, and right now our wage bill is like second to last in the Premiership. We are. I mean, Norwich has a higher wage bill than we have. I mean,
yeah, you know, I mean, but so is that a case that, you know, that Leeds should have sold players? And if that's the case, who do you sell? Who are you going to be able to get to, or who are you going to sell so that you can get talent to come in?
No, Mark. If someone came to me and said, "Look, here's 30 million or 25 million for Bamford," he'd be gone.
I would
see you later, man.
Just don't see him being
KP. I mean, I love KP. I mean, I'd keep him. But if someone said, you know, here's 75 million for KP, he's gone. Rafinha, I mean, same thing. I mean, someone comes in and says 75 million for Rafinha.
Sure. So who's the one player on Leeds that you build around? If you had to choose, because you just mentioned, it's like, well, you know, we can sell Bamford, we can sell Rafinha, we can sell KP, but who's the player that you build around?
I think it's
KP. I mean, you build around KP. I think. But
I think.
Go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, I think maybe they're, you know, bringing Daniel James in as sort of it'll be those two that they build around, because I don't think they're going to hold on to Rafinha much longer.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it's like he seems like destined for Real Madrid when they have some money to pay people. I
agree.
You know,
and all those people were like saying, "Well, be patient. You know, it's a 5-year plan." Well, I mean,
you don't get 5 years,
right?
And historically, and you know, Bielsa's not here for 5 years. KP and Rafinha are definitely not going to be here for 5 years. So look, I mean,
well, I've been reading that they want to offer Phillips an extension, and that's something that is working on. So it's, you know, so obviously they're building around Meslier and Calvin Phillips.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Harrison got his money, but that was just, it was either pay him or lose him, or buy him or lose him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cliche, right? That's the cliche. Is you build from the back. You build from the back. So we need to build from the back, which is what we're doing. But at the same time, I mean, you know, it's just it's very frustrating. I mean, I was watching that match today, and I was just, it was difficult, man. Difficult match to have to deal with.
Welcome to the club, James.
You know, I'm just curious that, you know, why we didn't see any sort of change in strategy or halftime adjustments by Bielsa. You know, Bruce Smith definitely made. Or Steve Smith definitely made an adjustment, you know, and kind of shored up that middle where Leeds in the first half were just kind of like, you know, charging through and just ripping Newcastle apart in that first half, and got to hand it to Newcastle for making that adjustment, you know, because there was nothing that Leeds could do after that. You know, it seemed, you know, there was a couple of flashes, but it was mostly a second half won by the barcodes, as you would call them.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree. I thought the second half we looked uninspired. You know that. I mean, I told my brother it looked like at the end we were running like a four corners type offense where we're basically just passing the ball around, no sense of urgency. Like, look, we could actually steal points here. Even though we haven't played very well and we didn't do it. I mean, we were just in midfield kicking the ball around. Like, okay, well, that's fun. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a defeat. So yeah, I mean, come at me, say whatever you want to, Leeds fans, but it feels like a defeat. I'm sorry. I mean, we should have won that match. That was we should have thrashed them. They're poor. They have one good fucking player. Callum Wilson out today. John Joe Shelby was out. It was Saint Maximin. That was it. Saint Maximin. I mean, he ran the show, and that was it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
absolutely. And when he got in there, he went 1-on-3 and took our 3 players to task. I mean, it was.
On the equalizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goal was. Wow. I thought it was class for certain. Just the way his footwork was working, just to like find that space, and slot it right in there. It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we have a string. So the next couple of months, we have winnable matches. It's really our only time. If you look at our fixtures, it's really the only time where that's the case. The rest of the season, it's difficult. I mean, it's really an uphill battle.
Well,
right now is the time when we need to get points. I mean, we need. We may look back on this day and say, "Oh my God, we dropped 2 points. We should have had it." And
what do you think?
For our lives, our premiership lives in April or May, and we needed those 2 points.
Well, what do you think those 2 points will keep you out of?
What's that?
It's not like those 2 points are going to cost you the league or anything, or even Champions League or Europa. Like, what do you think those 2 points will cost?
From relegation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
At least
Matthew, I mean, I think that we are. I mean, I don't know. I mean, right now we're just above the top. I mean, the bottom 3. I mean, I think that. I mean, I say that we're going to be there for the rest of the season. I mean, I think this is a year that we need to just stay up. So people keep telling me that. I don't know why. Because I mean, there's a lack of investment. Obviously, I mean, we need more money. We need to buy better players. We need to. I mean, you get to a point where tax can only get you so far.
Yeah.
Now it's a matter of being players,
investment,
and improving on what you have. And we just haven't done it. We needed a central midfielder. No central midfielder. It'd been nice to have gotten. We approached Celtic for Austin Edouard last year. That'd been nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Tell me about it.
I don't know.
Based on his debut, I bet a lot of people wish that they would have pursued him and landed him.
Man, I was. Oh my God! Well, I watched him play. I watched him play for quite a while, and he's just he's got that it factor, And he's a striker. He knows to go in space, and
he went to Crystal Palace, right?
Yes.
Now, wasn't Crystal Palace looking at Maitland-Niles? And they were like offering 12, and you guys wanted 15.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Screw it, we're gonna go for this guy."
Yep.
That's crazy.
And now he's a midfielder. You throw your toys out of the pram enough, you're gonna get what you want, I guess. So, James,
what I told y'all earlier in the season, Mark. I mean, it was like with Vieira at Crystal Palace. Vieira is a legend in France, dude. Yeah. He's going to attract all these really young French players to Palace, like Olise and Edouard and other players. They're going to be good, man. I mean, I don't think Palace is in danger of being relegated, and they're actually like a higher level mid-table team.
Yeah, I think
because France has some incredible young players, as y'all.
I think if Eze wasn't going to be out for what I think is the year, I think they would have been. They were going to be a lot better than they're going to be right now. And then we also got to see what's going to happen once the African Cup happens.
Yeah,
because that's going to take a lot of players from Palace. Zaha and who's he partnered with? somebody else on that team as well are gonna get drawn into that. So James, let me ask you this: how worried are you about Ailing? Because he couldn't finish. He tried to stay on the pitch, and no bueno.
Yeah, I mean, I think injuries are catching up to us, right? And the fact that we have such a short bench, we don't have a lot of quality players to bring in off the bench. A lot of them like under 23s, along with Shackleton and Tyler Roberts, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, not a lot of depth. Not a lot of depth.
Yeah, I saw a lot of youth on the bench for you guys, and there were names that I had never heard of before.
Yeah.
And then I think you had mentioned Somerville.
Yeah.
A few times in the past.
And he got in.
And we got to see him. He's got some moves.
Yeah.
I was impressed. But do you think Ailing is going to miss some significant time, or do you think this is just a?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe just a knock, but if he does, then probably Shackleton takes over that position. I think. The right back slot.
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's just right now, it's Band-Aids and just like throwing people in to like serve. I mean, I have no idea what's going on.
Newspaper twine and chewing gum.
Cresswell is going to get a shot eventually. I mean, it's going to be like 23s, man.
Right. So Mr. Tom, he says, I do fear that Dan James was a vanity purchase for the Outta ego / closure.
Yes.
I at first was a little impressed by Dan James starting, but that ended really, really quick. I didn't think Dan James. At first, I thought, because he was playing aggressively in like the first 15 minutes, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, now with Harrison out, is there gonna be a little bit of controversy for that position?
Yeah.
And then as the game continued, I was like,
the answer to that is
I don't think so.
Look, I think we have two vanity purchases. I think one is Dan James, and the other one's Rodrigo. I think so. We got up. We were unsure if Bamford could take, could be a striker in the Premiership. So we acquired Rodrigo. Rodrigo is a striker. He's not a midfielder. So now we're stuck with a guy who was bought kind of, I don't know, cover Bamford. I mean, to take over Bamford in case Bamford failed. And now what do we do with him? I mean, is he a midfielder or what is he? And he's not a midfielder. We know that. So I don't know how we use him. And as far as Dan James is concerned, I mean, he's another one, man. We wanted him, a couple years ago when he was at Swan, the whole thing fell apart. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, that's 55 million quid, I mean, it's 55 million quid just spent for what? I don't understand what we spent that money for.
I mean, you were just saying that you need depth.
Yes.
That's depth costs you a lot of money these days,
Yeah.
So you're getting like teams like Leeds, Wolves aren't going to get obviously the $80 million player.
But we're not. We would have to sell two players to get an $80 million
right.
player.
So like
we're gonna dance with who brung us.
Yeah, it seems like that's what Leeds is doing as well. They're almost being too loyal to the players that have gotten them up, and instead of making waves by signing guys and putting pressure on players to perform, they're just kind of like, just happy to be here and don't want to piss anybody off and lose a locker room or have any sort of confrontation. But
Matt, you are completely correct, my friend. And I will tell you this. I'll say, look.
Not often said. I'll say.
I love all the players who brought us up. I love every single one of those guys for the rest of my life. They will be, they'll be a part of, my football watching, and I will follow them, and I wish nothing but the best for them, whatever. But now,
upgrades.
We need to stay up. And to stay up, you need to spend money. And that's just a truism.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at Arsenal spent 150 million on like 6 players.
Yeah.
And they were all just depth players for the most part.
Yeah.
So. Right.
But I mean, when Norwich has a higher wage bill than you have, or than we have, that's the problem.
That's not a good look. That's an issue, all.
Right?
All right. Yeah. Mr. Cantek, this next comment is going to be for you. This is from BX Gunner, and he says, Cresswell is a top player. He'd take him at Arsenal. Do you feel the same?
I don't know much about him, but
Charlie Cresswell,
son of a bitch.
All right, I'm going to get another beer.
Wait, who's Charlie Cresswell?
He's
he plays for Leeds.
He plays for Leeds. He's
what position?
I believe he is a. I'll just go to the internets and they'll tell me. He's a defender.
Take him. Yes, I take him.
You would take him even after all the work that even with now you have Gabriel and you have who else is in your back? Ben White.
Ben White and Gabriel, but then it's a steep. You're basically falling off the cliff some more after those 2 players. Mm-hmm. So if he's better than Rob Holding, which he probably is, if he's
if I'm an Arsenal fan, I never want to see Holding again.
I'd rather him play than Pablo Mari, but
really,
Pablo Mari. He's really not impressed me at all. But yeah, if he's gonna add depth, I don't know that he challenges Ben White. We just spent all the money on him. Same with Gabriel. I think if those guys are fit, he'd start. But I would take him for cover, sure, because we definitely need it. And it doesn't look like we're bringing Saliba back from France.
Saliba's been doing well for Marseille, man.
I know.
Didn't he get added to the French national team?
He's up for like PFA Young Player of the Year, which is crazy because he plays in France.
Right.
I tell you who else has been doing well is Guendouzi, man.
I know, but still has issues. It's the same shit.
He's got great hair.
No, he doesn't. It must be hell to comb out.
I don't have that
imagine.
problem.
Yeah, me neither. My son has really curly hair, and it's not quite as crazy as Guendouzi's, but I'll tell you what. You don't wash it for a couple of days, and oof.
Right.
Tears.
So Saul is saying is that he can't believe the panic and entitlement I'm reading and hearing. I don't think anybody's. I think this is, everyone's comments right now are probably a little reactionary. It's like, here we are, we're game 5 and you guys have, 3 points.
Yeah. I'm not panicking.
And maybe last season spoiled you a little bit because I think at this point last year you had 7.
Coming from the Wolves fan, that's amazing. Talk about a spoiled fan.
I just watch football. That's all I can tell you.
Look, Mark.
That's all I can tell you.
We've come a long way, I mean, we've come a long way the last, 16 years ago to now. I'm very thankful for where we are. At the same time, I want to stay here, and I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm concerned. I mean, I'm not panicking. I'm not entitled. I mean, come on. I'm a Leeds fan. I'm fucking entitled. Give me a break. Look, but I mean, I am concerned. I am concerned about where we are. I'm concerned about watching the team and how we play now as opposed to last year. There are certain things that I'm seeing on the pitch that concern me. And so that's just it. And
what's your biggest concern?
And I love this team. I love this club more than anything. And, I want to see us stay up. I don't want to see us go back down to the championship. That in my head is, I don't know. It's something that you don't want. I mean, you really don't want. I mean, you all No, it is.
Yeah,
Wolves,
I don't
but,
think
Arsenal's
either
never been
team. I don't think Leeds or Wolverhampton are going to go down. I think Norwich definitely is a candidate. I think Southampton is a candidate. Although
Watford's a candidate.
What's that?
Watford.
Watford's always a candidate. You know, we'll see. But
I don't think. I think there are teams in the Premiership worse than we are. But at the same time, I just want to see progress as well. And I think that a lot of players want to see progress. I think Rafinha wants to see progress. Obviously, I think KP wants to see progress. If we don't progress, move up things on the table, we're going to lose those guys, man, because KP's not going to stick around. KP's too good. He's gotten the taste of international football in his head now, and he'll go elsewhere. I don't care if
he's going to want Champions League real soon.
Yeah, we've had
players
that were born in Leeds in the past that have gone elsewhere, and the thing is too is you've got Rafinha who talks about European football all the time. Dude,
right.
if we don't give him European football, he's gone.
Right.
So it's not going to stick around. Or maybe
that's what I want to ask. Is I know he's sort of godlike figure for you guys, but when does Bielsa ball sort of get stale?
Well, I think leaves and I think this and then next year or last year.
Yeah.
I think he's got this season and next season.
But no matter what, though, right? Like, even if you won the league, he's probably like, I'm 87 now. I'm going to die somewhere in a corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
He's going back to Argentina.
I don't know if he's that old, but I
want to say he's like 67.
Looks
I'm not
87.
Sure. All right, so Jameson puts this out here. He says Rodrigo put in a good shift today. James, what's your thoughts on Rodrigo today? Because I thought he was Rodrigo, but I didn't feel that he was,
his best moment was
as Lolo said, Rodrigo couldn't score in a brothel.
Yeah, his best moment was not touching the ball.
Yeah,
that was it. And he should have scored when he had an opportunity to. He had a wide open goal.
Oh my God, he had an opportunity,
and he blew that. The finishing today was absolutely shambolic. The final touches were poor.
Mm-hmm. There was a moment in the second half where you and I were kind of chatting at each other on the WhatsApp, and where Rafinha just held onto that ball for just an extra 2 touches. And I felt missed a really fantastic opportunity to score. And at that point, he waited so long that it went to almost what was a one-on-one to 5 Newcastle players in the box.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't understand what he was doing. That was, I didn't know what if he was waiting for help or. Because it didn't look like he needed it. It looked like pretty much a one-on-one situation. Yeah. I was perplexed by that as well. It was, look, not our finest hour today. So, I'm just going to say it. Look, that was 2 points dropped against a very piss poor fucking Barcodes, Jordy, fucking whatever you want to call him.
But I tell you, they played pretty well in the second half.
Yeah.
I
thought they played well in counterattack.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed to be their tactic early. Early on was let it absorb punishment and then counterattack. And they have Joel Linton and Sam Maximin, all those guys who can. They got a lot of pace.
Yeah, I thought Joel Linton was excellent tonight. I thought he was real excellent. And if it wasn't for the play of Maximin, Joel Linton would probably be man of the match.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it went to Maximin. I think
Melier saved us.
Melier
was,
we said it, I was talking to Lolo about it, and I think like he's like icing his hands for like the last 3 hours
Yeah.
Because the shots that he stopped from Maximon looked like they were gonna rip his arms off. They were just cannons that were just being fired at him. And Melier, like, I was thinking about it, at what point, if he, I think he's too young to be considered that, but at what point do we consider Melier to be an elite keeper? I don't think he's quite there yet, but wow, the last 2 matches, he has been extremely impressive.
Look, I think we have 3, I wouldn't say elite, but well above average players. I mean, I wouldn't say elite, but I mean, like, maybe whatever is below elites. And there's like
KP's moving into that territory.
Oh, absolutely.
Rapidly.
But I would say KP, Rafinha, and Melier are those 3 players for us. The rest of the team, to me, a lot of championship players, dude. A lot of championship level players. You know, when Llorente's healthy and Koch's healthy, then maybe, that's different. But right now, I don't know. I mean, I think we have 3 players that are, and of course, Newcastle has 1, or at least who played today, and that's St. Maximum. I mean, he was like, he's their only, elite player, or like whatever that area is below elite. But anyway, he's like in there. He's good.
Yeah. So what else do we have here?
Well, I heard that I was gonna have like a today, like, so would I name one of my dogs? What happened with that?
I'm waiting.
Okay.
You're naming one of your dogs.
No, I got something today. It was all right. Given a choice, would I date a woman who is a Scum supporter, or would I name one of my dogs Sir Alex Ferguson? And my response is, if the chick is hot, I'm going with the I'm going with the chick, with the dating the Scum supporter. Because I figure that after a little bit, maybe I can turn her around. I can turn her. But with the dogs, my dogs are absolute sacrosanct, man. No one touches my dogs. So I'm never going to name one of my dogs Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm sorry.
Fair.
I don't know a whole lot about Sir Alex Ferguson. I've met him on numerous occasions, but I don't know. I know he, who he is, but as far as like his history or anything like that, I don't know. Fuck all.
Fergie time.
Oh, I mean, I don't even know who you could compare him to. He's just one of the greatest managers of all time, unfortunately. Bill Belichick, yes, thank you.
And we hate him. We hate Bill Belichick. We hate.
Yes, we certainly do.
We hate Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, gotta respect it though.
Well,
when you it's like
sharpened 50p pieces at his head.
It was one of those, like when you watch it up close, like we watched Belichick up close as a Jets fan, and watching Ferguson up close, they just beat it out of you. You know what I'm saying? They just beat the respect into you, and you just have to suck it up and say, God damn it, you're just better than us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I hate them both.
Yeah.
Very little respect. Oh my God. I can't even get into it. Because I hate those two human beings. Well, they're in my top 10.
Are any of the human beings that you hate in the top 10 or any of them personally? Or is it all just like sports rivalry related?
Matthew, no. Actually, no. I don't know them personally.
Good.
I'm saying that those 10, just based on reputation, and how much I despise them based on my own encounters with them over the years. Exactly. It was not me. Fuck them. Exactly. But anyway, all right, fellas, I'm out of here. I have dogs to take care of and people to annoy and
All right.
and pizza to eat.
Well, thanks for
That's the
joining
best
us
part of that.
for a time being, and give us your thoughts on the Leeds match. Sorry it didn't turn out the way that it could have, or in your mind, the way it should have.
I know that's life, isn't it, Mark? I mean, expectations versus reality.
Mm-hmm.
And as Leeds fans, as Leeds supporters, ups and downs, my friend, ups and downs. So what are you going to do? So, you just move on.
Move on
You
together,
move on.
as
I'll
they
be a
say.
Leeds fan to the day I die.
That's
so I'm not
it.
worried about it. It's just, one of those things.
That's
bad week.
fantastic. All right, James, enjoy
my
the
friends.
pizza and the beer, and
Yeah, we'll chat later on.
We'll see you on for the recap, the week recap, if you're available
On Monday, right?
All right, man.
All right.
Peace.
Please.
Later, James.
All right. See y'all later.
All right. Well, that was the James Reeves segment of our show. Definitely has been maybe drinking a bit of his sorrows away.
I feel like his Wi-Fi was drinking its sorrows away.
Well, I think it's still trying to recover from, from the
I was
hurricane.
just realizing
He
that.
actually
He got out of town, didn't he?
He got out of town, but it seemed like more of a vacation for him rather than
fleeing.
Than just like an evacuation of, oh my God, we have no power and no AC, and it's blistering hot.
And it's New Orleans.
And it's New Orleans for sure. For sure. So he went to Austin for a few days.
Not a bad place to go.
Not a bad place to be, for sure.
Nope.
For sure. All right. So what do we got going on here? Someone said, thank you for blocking Mr. Beast.
I didn't catch what was said.
Well, he didn't like my hat. He felt that the brim was too big and that it made me look like a fat pencil, which, sure, I don't give a fuck. And then I think he called me Four Eyes, which, I mean, what are we, in the 4th grade?
Yeah.
I've been called worse, you bastard.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. It'll smash a like for us on your way out the door, All right, what do we got going on here?
You tell me.
So normally we would be doing trivia at this point, but we weren't able to get it finished, and I was hoping that we would have more to talk about as far as the Leeds match. Saul, thank you very much. Just for he says with his donation, he says, just for the word slew in the video description, a good word sadly neglected, not as good as panoply, if that's how that is pronounced, but way better than array and range. Thank you, Saul. We appreciate the 20 Australian dollars that you're throwing our way. You are far too generous, and this will be going into the kitty that will eventually get us to Ellen Road to do the most proper On the Stoop show that's ever been broadcasted.
Wow,
hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for. I know that Lolo is thinking the same thing.
I think that's when the transformation has got to be. There has to be like a baptism for Lolo when you guys get there.
Well, I think he put it best when he says that it was his where I can't find that, but that he refers to it as a mistress club.
Okay, a little side piece.
A little side piece from when your regular piece is not doing it for you, and I could kind of understand, not only having one goal in 4 games,
Why do you have to rub it in? Like, that's such an unnecessary thing to say.
I'm not rubbing it in. All I'm
so
saying
we're in the wrong direction.
Is why he might appreciate another club. That's all.
And
it's nothing more. It's nothing more than a fact. But you guys looked in the second half of the Norwich game. I thought you guys looked great, and I would like to see more of that.
Sure.
I
would love to play Norwich every week. But it's it was a good get right game. I mean, I know you probably talked about it on Monday and stuff, but
to see Partey back.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure.
And to see, we did see him play alongside Lukanga.
And they'll start Granit Xhaka tomorrow morning.
They can't.
Why?
Because he's suspended for 3 games.
Oh, that's right.
And actually, y'all don't want to see him because he was solely responsible for the 4 points you guys gave up to Burnley last season.
No, yeah, I'm aware. That's why I was saying it. And now Xhaka's out of COVID, so. Well, of course, Lukanga's look good, but Granit Xhaka's back, so we're going to play him.
No.
I get it. Yeah, the suspension. But once the suspension is done,
believes that Lukanga and Partey need to play together.
No, I think he does, and that's.
Is that the hope?
That's the hope, yeah. But you just signed Xhaka. I mean, hopefully he's being signed to be a squad player. Although his wages would not indicate that. I don't think. What is this talk of Lederhosen already?
I have no idea. I don't think we'll see the Lederhosen for a while. Can we see the Lederhosen?
I'm about
Lederhosen there?
About 10,000 push-ups away from getting back into that Lederhosen. So you're right. It might be a while.
Well, as someone pointed out, I'm a big fat pencil, and I'm a big fat. I don't know. I'm under 6 feet, so I don't think you'd call me a pencil anytime, This is great. Saul says apparently Arsenal have appealed to the FA to get Xhaka's ban extended. Saul, that is funny, and it's good to know that we can always count on you for a good laugh.
That's the funniest thing I've seen today, other than Arsenal being sold for $7.2 billion to some Qatari.
Qatar.
Yeah. I was like, really? Oh, $7.2 billion? No, that's not real. That's not real.
I commented immediately and was like, yeah, this is not true. You hear rumblings first. You hear someone's interested or this group is approaching. It just doesn't come out of the blue going, and it's going to be done tomorrow.
Yeah.
During the match, they're going to have a ceremony at halftime, although the game is at Turf Moor, and I don't know if Sean Dyche will appreciate that, So here's speaking of Sean Dyche, this is my question for you, Matt, is if Arteta is on the hot seat and because people are like, he's not providing us with what we need. He's not a good manager. He's doing things his own way, blah, 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 blah. But Sean Dyche is just being Sean Dyche and having Burnley, and he gets a 4-year extension. I mean, do they love him that much?
I do.
I mean, he hasn't playing the type of football I want to watch. I want to see people fucking just push people around.
Well, that's the thing, is what's Burnley's expectation for themselves? Is it to challenge for any European spots? Is it to be consistently mid-table? Because if that's there's
the Lederhosen y'all we're looking for.
If it's to be consistently mid-table, then Sean Dyche is doing a fantastic job.
Who is this guy? Hey, my pizza, I ordered my pizza a half hour ago. Come on. He's like, he's
muted too.
I'm riding through Harlem. This is great.
It's very loud while I'm driving. What's going on, fellas? Glad to see you guys kicking ass on the show.
Hey, thanks, man. We're doing what we're doing. we had Whoa, I'm getting dizzy.
Yay.
We just had James on the show, which was
I know. I was listening to the whole
a lot
thing.
of fun. He had a lot to be cranky about.
So can somebody please Google how the hell I get out of Bushwick, because I decided to get rid of my maps and call into the show.
Head
Wow.
southwest.
Yeah.
Quickly.
What street
Just
are
west,
you on?
really.
No, I'm good. I'm following these actual bikers, and feel free to mute me whenever it gets loud.
So
But hey.
you just found some bikers on the road, and they're heading to the Hells Angels chapter in Manhattan, and
I was seeing if I could turn it around. No. I can't show you, but they're like legit bikers, and I'm in this little stupid fucking moped. Oh, sorry, Lil Najee's still here. What up, BX Gunner? Good to see you, Matt. You too, Mark, but I've been talking to you.
Oh, that was me. I thought maybe BX Gunner's name was Matt, too.
I know. He's BX Gunner as far as I know.
Good to see you as well, man. Good to see you as well. I'm hoping that the Jets can kick it off. Arsenal can kick it off tomorrow, but...
Dude, I told you, it wouldn't be epic. The only thing that could get us to being anywhere as epic as the Invincible season would be to go from bottom of the table while Spurs are top of the table, and to flip it over and go undefeated the rest of the season and win the fucking league.
Well, and then there's your break from reality, your psychotic episode.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, I would feel more confident if you just kept your eyes on the road.
I'm not looking at. Oh, I do keep looking at you guys. It's because I keep hoping that the maps will pop back up and tell me which way to go. I'll be all right.
Just get to Myrtle and go on Myrtle. What are you on right now?
Yeah, somehow I'm on Flushing, but
Flushing works too.
Oh,
yeah, just take Flushing.
North.
Just take Flushing all the way down to like Bedford and then head over.
Or
I'm going down to
or to Flushing to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And then Vanderbilt to Prospect Park West. Or Prospect Park West.
I'm taking it to Nostrum, is what it says.
That'll work too.
All right, so where were we, Cantek?
I don't know, man. This guy just comes in and hijacks everything. I mean, I'm not sure we were making any fucking point. But...
No, I was just like.
I think the question that we were at was we were talking about
Sean Dyche.
Arteta and Sean Dyche, where Arteta's on the hot seat, and Sean Dyche, who has won nothing and barely keeps his team afloat, gets a 4-year contract extension.
Yeah, but that's it's all about expectation. Arsenal, they're gonna rifle through managers until they find the one that has them back in the glory, the halcyon years again. And Burnley are totally cool with Sean Dyche keeping them in the middle of the table, or anywhere, just up. To be honest, and they like it because he's not gonna ask them to spend millions and millions, and he works with what they have. And what they have is just a big bunch of fucking lumberjacks that chop players down from the knees.
And again, I love it. It's not the sexiest form of football, but I really do.
By no means.
I really enjoy watching Burnley push people around.
They remind me of like Stoke about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. And that's when they were up. When Stoke was in the Premier League?
Yeah.
There was a time that they were, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were responsible for like 2 of the nastier broken legs, I believe, in Arsenal's history. But yeah, also Sean Dyche is just a fucking man. Like I'd pay to hang out with him.
What Burnley has that's different than Arsenal, and the reason these are not comparable at this moment, is Burnley has an identity under Sean Dyche, and the identity is Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
The club plays like him. So
they play like he drinks.
Exactly. Arsenal
I'll
has
tell you
no
the guy that
identity.
looks like
We're
he
trying to
drinks
build
is
an
Steve
identity.
Bruce.
They all.
Oh, you know he fucking drinks.
Steve Bruce
yeah,
has got
yeah.
he's got like the gin blossoms all
Capillaries,
around his face.
yeah. Dice is great, man. Like, I can't think of a guy I'd rather go have a pint with out there.
Oh, I would so want to have a pint with him.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
You fucking lot.
And he's also the guy that I want to have with me if I should just say something wrong to somebody and get in a fight. Because he looks like he'd pay someone pretty good.
He's breaking noses with that forehead for sure.
I feel like Sean Dyche would calm the whole situation down, get everything good. He'd be like, "We cool, lads. We all right, lads. We all right, lads." And then wink at you and headbutt the fucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like after it was all done.
I just want to let Mr. Tom know that according to my 7-year-old, Shang-Chi is the best movie of the year by far and the best Marvel movie. And again, he's 7. And it was all because there was all action. Lolo, if you disagree...
I haven't seen it yet.
If it's all action, then cool, because the actor who's playing him is the fucking worst.
Again,
I love a show that he's on called Kim's Convenience. I think it's awesome and hilarious. He's the worst. No. There are other Asian women in this world. Like Wang.
I'm pretty aware of that, but I know it's based in Queens, and I know Aquafina's show is based in Queens as well. So
no, it's not based in Queens. It's based in Canada, actually.
I want to know where BX Gunner's.
It looks like it.
I want to know where BX Gunner's confidence comes from. You know, like he's just saying Arsenal are a lock to win. They'll cut up Burnley tomorrow. I have zero confidence in them being able to come out and impress me right now.
Listen, Matt, maybe the reason BX Gunner and I have so much more confidence in you is because him and I both smoke enough weed to make us stupid.
I'll tell you what.
Maybe you need to start. It's all the alcohol that has you down on Arsenal.
No, I had way too many like THC chocolate spread last night and just woke up at 7 a.m. like peaking and really freaked out.
You're too old for that shit. Just smoke it like an adult.
Well, you know, it's
or drive through the hood like me.
Kids, you know.
Woo. No, it's not. It's legal. If you can have a beer around the kids, you can have a smoke around the kids. This is not football we're talking about. I'm just feeling like I'm just talking to you guys, and I'm realizing, oh no, my views are now posted live.
BX Gunner is saying our squad is due a big win, but if we're considering
you guys got that big win last week,
if Norwich and Burnley are big wins, like what are we? What's the point? You know, why would we even watch?
State of our club. They are big wins right now. They're 6-pointers, and if we don't want to admit that, we can not admit that. But like I told Mark, the 1-0 win against Norwich to me was solid, and I enjoyed it because Norwich played up. Norwich played better than they usually do, and our defense held strong. Ramsdale made some saves. We looked better. We played more as a team. Yeah, we got a bumbling fuck-off goal, but we did enough, and we got a clean sheet, and that's a start. Had we gone in and just had we destroyed them 4-0, then we might come into Burnley cocky, and we're not good enough to come into Burnley cocky.
No, right. All right, so
that
Matt,
is all.
We had predictions for Arsenal Burnley. What's yours? What do you think's going to happen in that match?
I don't know. Like I do think that I don't know 2-0 Arsenal, but I don't know why I'm saying that. Like I'm not confident. I don't think we've sort of rounded any corners to where everything's on the up and up. Now, if we win everything for the next 2 weeks, including tomorrow and the next couple games, then I'll start having more confidence in him. But I don't know. It could go like, who knows? It could go 2-0 to Burnley. It could go 3-0 to Arsenal. It could go 0-0 the way we finish. And I could see Burnley not sitting back and just being physical. So we'll see. We like to dance around out there and walk it into the net. And, you don't do that against teams like Burnley. Sometimes you just got to out-muscle them. But that's not really us. We'll see. I really, like Lolo was saying, I don't know really what Arsenal's identity is. And I don't see how they match up. They never really match up well with teams like this. So,
is there any particular player you're looking to play?
Tomiyasu. Awesome. I want to see him like when one of these big fuckers from Burnley wants to come in and muscle like Odegaard around or somebody, and I want to see him go up and be like, I'm a little bit bigger. I don't know why he's from Austria. I'm a little bit bigger. I am from Japan. I don't know. But he's huge, man. And he's tough. He's tough.
Yeah. He'll be good. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. We've seen so many players have great
What's up, Calvin?
Debuts.
I don't know why he's running for the cops, but he does look like he's doing pretty good.
You'll probably ride right past Cal's new bar if you're out in Bed-Stuy. It's on. I think it's on Bedford or Nostrand somewhere.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm on DeKalb passing Bedford right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. There's obviously the player I would like to watch the most is Saka because I just think he's the best. But I would like to see Tomiyasu, and I want to see Ben White, how he handles more physical teams. And that's about where I'm at. I'd like to see Odegaard boss a game, see if he can boss a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it seems like it's pretty much like a choice between Odegaard and Smith Rowe. It doesn't look like those two are going to be playing together.
Nope. And that's okay.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't, really. But they should be able to complement each other when one is taken off for the other.
Can you check on the dog? Baby. The dog.
You know what I mean by that? Like Emil Smith Rowe, like he did in the last match, I would say, he came on and he brought this flurry of energy. And he was somewhat in on the goal as well, wasn't he?
I don't know. I don't
like he
No, that was all Saka in the Norwich game?
Yeah, I thought
no, that was like Saka was really strong, played it out to Pepe, save, bungled in. I agree with BX Gunner. I see like Emil Smith Rowe being very effective on the wing and sort of like an older, the Robert Pires role. But he does also have that ability to pull the strings as well. And Odegaard being a little bit older, I think we'll see him get the call, and we'll probably see ESR in like the domestic cups more so, I would think.
Grogan, I was just looking at this, and from the angle that we have of Lolo, it's almost as if he stole Pee Wee Herman's bike. And he's just kind of pedaling as fast as he can just to get home because he's pissed off the motorcycle gang, which is now behind him.
He's on a revel. I feel like they'd be in front of him if they wanted to.
You'll never catch me. Yeah. There they go. There he goes. That weighs too much. In my Harley, yeah.
Yeah,
these
the
are
official on the Stoop Harley.
Yes, exactly. It's like instead of a Harley Davidson, this is more like a Pete Davidson.
Yeah, a Hardly Davidson.
Oh,
Harley Davidson.
See what I did there?
Touche.
Right in the bike lane.
I don't know. Doesn't seem very safe.
Mark will not ride on a Revel with me, or at all.
No, I won't. I've had two people
we
that
had
nearly
to walk
lost their
the pool
lives.
the other day.
How many times have you offered to ride him around on a Revel?
Twice at least.
Twice. Once
Well,
I
no, he let
accepted.
me once.
Once
in
I
the way
accepted
beginning.
half-heartedly, and it was colder than shit, and I didn't have any gloves on, and
Yeah.
my hands practically.
But we were
fell
going
off.
to a thrift store, so he bought
Right.
them at the thrift store.
Yeah, I found some like really great gloves.
You
for,
guys
like,
were going
$4.
thrifting on a scooter together? That is.
It was
Well,
actually
we were
right before a
we
show.
were doing a bit, and we needed glasses for Lolo. We were doing he was doing his imitation of Jurgen Klopp.
Oh,
And
those
which
early
actually
days.
turned out really well. Yeah, it was the early days. Content-wise, I thought his Jose imitation was much better when he was when Harry Kane got hurt 2 years ago, and he was like, I don't know, we have Harry Kane, 1 goal, maybe 2 goals. I don't know, 3 goals, 4, 5 goals.
I don't know what you want me to say. Maybe
6 goals.
6 goals. I don't know what you want me to say. Anyway, Mark, I would like to hear. I know we talked about it last night, but what is your prediction for the Arsenal-Burnley match?
Man, I don't even remember what I said last night. It was so late. We did the show at like 10. I think we had this at 10:30. I know it was my pick, and that's only because I picked it because again, you have this very athletic team in Arsenal. In my mind, I think there's like a lot of athleticism on that team versus just this like pure thuggish force physicality of Burnley. I think it's going to be 2-1 Arsenal. I don't remember what I said. There's Lolo. He just doesn't have a helmet on.
I'll try to put my feet up on the handlebars. Mark will love it.
I'm not trying to see that live.
Please
Hey,
just ride home
maybe we'll
safely.
get a lot of views.
Well, I'd rather you alive. Call me crazy.
I have never heard anybody refer to my robot as a masturbating robot. So Ben Ireland, it's actually like what
robot?
In the corner.
Where did this go?
Here.
See, we're talking about Pee Wee Herman, and all of a sudden you're talking masturbating robots.
That's because Ben
now you're making me look at the screen while I'm driving.
Ben Ireland says, "Why haven't we mentioned it?" And it's actually just like a little mini Ultraman. You can see him in the corner. He's got his fist out, like he's flying. It used to when you'd press a button and then you'd hear his cry or whatever, or his battle cry. But it is. I've had the robot for like 30 years now, and it's damn near. It's so broken. But it does look good, and it makes for a nice little. I'm trying to get a little studio action. I was very jealous of what Lolo has going on in the basement. I got to borrow the wife's office and deck it out. I have to take everything out when she has.
This chat is going off the rails.
I tell you
what are they talking about?
Mr. Tom says, is flying a term for masturbating in America? In America, we have lots of terms for it, and probably most of them borrowed from the English.
And none of them flying.
It all depends on context.
Exactly. Bopping the bishop.
Oh, is that what kind of show it's going to be tonight?
I have no idea what kind of show it's going to be.
Fucking Vanderbilt is closed off. Shit.
But you're on a Revel. You can just go.
Yeah, and then I get $100 fine.
So, some people have mentioned trivia tonight here in the comments.
Mark, I sent you the link. If you want to pop that up, you just got to do it.
All right, I can try and do it on the fly. It'll take me a few minutes here.
So while we're here, I can help. I can do some of the would you rather's, which James mentioned earlier. So the would you rather for James was, would you rather marry a Man United fan or rename one of your dogs Sir Alex Ferguson. And then
that's
I didn't
what
hear
that
it.
was all about.
Yeah, because I texted you guys individually.
I was really confused by that, and I just thought that he had a bit. He had said that he was coming in hot, and he had a bit to drink.
He seemed dead sober to me.
No, he definitely wasn't.
I was a little disappointed. So what did he choose, by the way?
Marry in
the
the
never sent me his answer.
I think he said that he would marry a
United supporter.
A United supporter.
Because he can change her for him.
That was what he said.
Did he specify?
He said he could turn her around, and I didn't know if that was a euphemism.
Yeah, I kind of was just like.
Well, it does always feel better when you give a Man United fan a good fucking.
Hate fucking, as we say.
Right.
Oh, I hate. Wow. Yeah, I guess I should have known that. So, Matt, I asked you one as well.
Sure did.
Remember which one? Do you remember what that one was?
Yes, you asked me if I'd rather get a Spurs tattoo or never.
I love Tottenham tattoo.
And I love Tottenham tattoo.
Yeah, there you go.
Or
otherwise, you could have got like a San Antonio Spurs or something.
Or never watch the German national team again. And the obvious answer is get an I Love Spurs tattoo, because in my life, Germany's the only team capable of winning a tournament that I support. So I can't be completely hopeless when it comes to sports. I have to have that one saving grace that could bring me joy again. So I'd get an I Love Tottenham tattoo, and then get something creative to maybe go around it. I don't know.
To go over it?
Yeah. Or just, you can always add to it, and you can bury it in a sea of other tattoos as well. But I wouldn't be able to not ever watch a German national team again, because that means I probably wouldn't watch a couple more World Cup finals or Euro Cup finals, That's
wishful thinking. But see, oh no, yeah. It's like you could always say, no, I'm watching Spain, or I'm watching the U.S. Yo, John.
Did you just turn on your turbo jets or something? That's what it sounded like.
Oh, did it?
He hit the nitrous.
Where are you?
those were the mopeds going past me that go faster and have like blast packs on the back.
What street are you on?
I'm like going around Grand Army because I had to go around fucking Vanderbilt because they closed it off so people could sit in the street.
All right, be careful. I'll talk to you later. Hey,
okay, I'm almost done.
So yeah, what did you get? Some other good answers?
Yeah. So Najee. So for this one, guys, I actually know the answer. So I want to hear from people in the comments and from you guys what you think Najee's answer was.
Okay.
And Mark, if you saw it, don't mention. So I said, would you rather would Najee rather trade Thomas Tuchel for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer over at Chelsea, or proclaim that Leeds United are a better club than Chelsea?
I think he would rather proclaim Leeds are a better team than Chelsea, because it's just simply not true. And he can be like, I had to say this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's easy out. And he does hate Ollie. So what do you guys
I think you say that Leeds are better. He hates Ole so irrationally hates Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like,
he hates him so much. It's hilarious.
It's the new, like, in our chat or in this world that we have here, it's akin to like Mark's Arsenal bashing from last season. Like the level of obsession. Ole lives in Najee's head rent free. He's his landlord, man. It's really kind of crazy. Like he invests so much energy in Ole when it's like you could just not pay attention to a team that is probably going to finish below you. You know?
Right.
Yeah. But listen, Bandy got it right. He said one.
That's fantastic.
I was shocked. I was shocked.
Hold on, we missed all of the reasons.
The only reasoning I can come up with. The only reasoning behind it I can think of is because he knows in his heart of hearts that Tuchel's gone in a year if he wins 20 trophies.
Well, I think also he knows that like if you bring Ole in, you only have to deal with him for about 3.5 weeks before they find a new manager. But if he says that Leeds are better than Chelsea, that's on the internet and is now forever. That's, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
where his
true.
head was at, I'm not sure. I don't really know what goes on in Najee's head a lot of the time. So asking us to try and predict his reasoning is...
Yeah. So Mr. Tom wants to see some Najee merch. I think we got to get a sticker that's got Najee's face on it and it says 55%, and then we'll give him 0.55% of all proceeds.
Whoa! Don't be striking deals.
5.5.
Don't be striking deals while I'm on a Rebel. So, Mark, how did that work? Were you able to get trivia up?
Let's see if I can get it up here. Let's see what happens.
Let's see if I can get it up here, and no one's made a joke yet.
Are we not doing phrasing?
Phrasing.
No, here we are. Would you rather?
So these are the would you rathers. So
Club nickname origin stories and Ronald OG's famous Ronalds.
Yeah, so here's my reasoning, my thinking behind all these. We've done most of the would you rathers. The club nickname origin stories are very simple, and then the Ronaldo, because people just won't fucking stop talking about him. So I was thinking, there's got to be more famous Ronalds than Ronaldo. Oh, Jesus. So that category, you're going to have to name the famous Ronald based on my my quick description of it.
Okay, let's do it.
Right.
I think we're gonna have some joiners.
Yeah, let's see if we can get Mr. Tom and Ben Ireland to join us.
Oh, awesome. I'm going to park here. I just got home.
On.
Really heard fart. I heard fart.
Mr. Director, if you there's Mr. Tom. And
Yo,
there's Mr. Ben Ireland. If we bring him in.
Good evening.
Well. Hey guys,
Ben,
how you doing?
that's loud.
You guys come off the ledge yet? Are you happy with what happened?
Well, guys, you got to turn off your
Amateurs.
amateur.
Yeah, I paused my phone. Before we start, though, I got something in the post.
Hey, look at that.
Nice.
Is that which one is that? I can't quite see it. Is it the?
It is. If it's not Leeds. If it's not Leeds.
Oh, there we go. Fantastic, Mr. Tom.
Oh, that's dope.
That is amazing. I'm so glad that you picked yourself up one of those. It's absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure that your coffee tastes 100 times better in it.
Oh, I'm never going to drink anything out of it in my life, in case.
You don't have to worry about washing it and possibly breaking it. And
Of course.
Yeah.
How's
I know how you
the,
feel.
With the shipping charges, you can't afford to risk it.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. How's the
Hey, let
quality
me
on it?
ask you, what were the shipping charges on it? Because it's hard for us to find all that shit out.
If I remember correctly, sorry, I'm gonna find the bill. I think it was.
It's not important.
Roughly.
It's not important.
I'll be back in 1 sec, guys.
Well, oh yeah, it was $12.99 in dollars. So probably about £8.
That's not that bad.
No,
But
still,
it's not bad. You know, so it's probably
that's in dollars. It's probably cheaper
sure.
in
So
pounds.
it's probably 23 in British pounds, maybe.
Oh no, it'd be less. It'd be like £8.
Oh yeah. That's right. I'm not sure what Lolo's doing. He looks like he's buying beer.
Fantastic. It does. Or not. What is it? Kombucha, right? That's what he's on?
Right.
Oh, if I see you there, everyone can just see James's little face, his happy little face.
Yeah.
Move it back a bit. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
You're with me forever, James. Just like Mo Master behind me, you're with me forever.
No, that's good.
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad. All right. So someone's done the math. It was $9.45, $9.45. You know. All right. So what are we waiting for Lolo for this trivia?
No, let's start it. Kick it off.
All right. So we got Would You Rather, club nickname origin stories, and Ronald OG's famous Ronalds.
Good.
Mr. Thompson's why don't you kick us off since
you paid money for things.
You paid money.
Mark, can you put the trivia up?
Is it not up?
Yeah, I was just asked, can you put the thing up?
There we go.
Please.
Thought it was
wonderful.
already up there, but...
Right, let's go. Would you rather for 500, please?
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, we know that one.
This is the wrong one. I'm struggling here. We're gonna take that off of there. I thought I had it.
What are we paying fucking Director John for now?
We're not paying him.
Thank God.
This is all Mark's doing.
I have no idea.
Step in. You asked if you wanted help.
They set up the trivia. I just jumped on to put. I was listening. I heard you say that it's going to be a while before there's any Lederhosen, and I was like, I got to jump on, and that's when I put.
I'll spare everyone fucking my pale body.
Let's see if that works.
Yeah, don't go to your history search.
Wanking robots.
Yeah, wanking robots.
Wanking robots.
All right, so there we go. Let's try this. See if this works. So we're asking Najee, would he trade Tuchel for Ollie? This is not very good. Or admit Leeds United is a better team. For some reason, this is not fitting in the window.
What's right? I think we can move on because we already know the answer, right?
Do we?
Yep.
Yeah, we just went over it.
All right. Just trying to get it all in there.
So I think we should just do
Director John, I'm outside of your house.
Stalking you.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit on your stoop because I'm tired of carrying these beers
You want to
without drinking. Sure.
Okay, hold on.
Jesus Christ. I can't get this to come up. Because I am a master.
We already know the answer, though.
Yeah.
I know, but I can't control it from here.
Saul, I know. The only reason I'm handing over money for Corona is because this is the only one that I can drink because it's a super low carb beer. And so if I want to have more than one.